I started this with the intention of singing a song that I just came out with Trey Peace. It's called Dream About. I can't wait to get next to you. Give you all this love and I can't keep myself away. I'm trying to hold it in, but it ain't working. Anyway, hey everybody, my name is LexC. Thank you so much for tuning in to the LexChat. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. If you're listening on a podcasting platform like Apple or Spotify, thank you so much for tuning in to the sound of my voice, and I hope you enjoy the sound of my voice. It's been a minute since I have posted a LexChat episode, and quick little update. The reason for that is just simply I've been busy. I've been working, been putting in work, and it's just LexChat has just fallen to the wayside. I also been putting in a lot of work for other people, and so I fell like my own things fell to the wayside, unfortunately, and I'm trying to get back to not letting that be a thing. So we're back with LexChat today. And the next few episodes, I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's not going to be the usual format that I was doing before. I kind of just want to dive in to the conversations, and I don't want it to be don't want it to be too produced, and just want to have a good time with it and hopefully offer some good insight to you on the way. So yeah, today's episode, I want to talk about leadership and the qualities of a leader. So anyone who is tuned in live on Instagram right now, I see you, DJ. What's up? How you doing? Anyone who's tuned in live, then feel free to join the conversation and tell me what kinds of qualities do you feel like leaders should have. And I already messed up because I didn't have my background music on. There we go. My background music is now on. Okay, great. So why am I wanting to talk about this? I've had a few revelations over the past couple of months, and working with people, working with two artists in particular, Trey Peace and L Cardi. And Big Hooks as well. Just different interactions and experiences with these guys and different conversations with these guys. It's led me to the realization that I need to step into my leadership era. And the reason why I'm thinking about this is because, well, let me back up a little bit. Big Hooks is actually the one who sparked this in me and finally clicked in my head after he said it. But he was like, yeah, Lex, basically you have to be the leader. You have to lead your team, and you have to take initiative and say what you want and what you don't want and all of this and that. So side note, I actually need to respond to his message on WhatsApp. Sorry, Big Hooks. I'm going to get to you. But yeah, Big Hooks sparked this in me. And I don't know why it took me so long. I guess I've always had do what I need to do. And if others come along, that's great. But I don't think I ever properly prepared myself for when other people are actually here, tuned in, they want to help, they want to be part of the team, they want to be part of the movement. I don't think I ever thought about what it would look like to be a leader. I've always just thought about how I'm going to get something done, whether or not I have the money, whether or not I have the support, whether or not I have the community. And so if you are listening to this podcast and you've never had this novel idea before, I want you to get the wheels turning, and I want the ideas to start rolling in. Unfortunately for me, what was my strength in one season, and this is from a past sermon that I listened to from Elevation Church, what worked in one season is not always going to work in the next season, and it can actually end up holding you back in the next season. And I think for me, I realized that I've been so hyper independent, and now I'm starting to have people around me who want to be of service, who want to help me. So that hyper independence, it cannot have a place in the new season if I'm wanting to get to, if I'm wanting to get to a certain like height, if I want to get to a different elevation, okay, that's better. There's like this weird buzzing thing that's happening. I don't know if it's like because I'm too nasally or whatever, but if I see myself getting to a newer level, then I need to act accordingly and nurture certain characteristics that are going to be conducive for that new level, that's going to grow myself within that new level. And I've just always, for a very long time, like I'm talking 10 plus, I'm in year 11 now of my journey. For 10 plus years, it's been me doing what I have to do to get certain things that I want to see get done. And so I've kind of had like, and I hadn't even realized it until very, very recently, even like starting to date more and being asked certain questions about, you know, what's the most romantic thing someone has done for you? And I'm like, ugh, haven't really had a lot of those moments, you know? At least not what I see as romantic. That's no shade to anybody. I know somebody's going to take that the wrong way, but people have done stuff for me romantically that I did not like. It's what they wanted to do for me, not what I wanted for myself. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all of that to say that I didn't realize I was operating in like a scarcity mindset. And part of scarcity mindset is never even allowing myself to imagine what it would be like if I had everything that I wanted. And that's a problem, you know? It's very unfortunate. I'm glad I caught it now. I wish I hadn't caught it. I feel like I caught it late, but you know, things happen in the time that they're supposed to happen in. So I won't say that I regret anything. I'll just say that I'm thankful for the revelation, and I'm thankful for continuing to learn and grow for myself, you know? So, but I never realized just how deep in a scarcity mindset I've been. And it's crazy because we will work so hard to prove that we can do so much by ourselves. Hyper independence, in my opinion, like as I'm seeing it now, as it's coming to me right now in this very moment that I'm recording, hyper independence could be a symptom of scarcity mindset. And I didn't realize that until just now, until a month or two ago, how deeply I've been operating in a scarcity mindset. And all of that to say that I'm allowing my mind, or I've been given examples anyway in my life that have shown me that I do have people in my corner. I do have a team. I do have a community. I just need to figure out how to tap into all of that. And this next season of my life, if I am to be the influence that I want to be, if I am to be the leader that I want to be, then I need to act like a leader. And I need to develop skills or sharpen skills that's going to turn me into the leader that I need to be, the leader that I envision myself to be. Like, do you think someone like a Beyonce gets to where she is by doing everything herself? Or does she learn how to talk to people, how to delegate, how to find people, you know, like how to engage people, all of those things. And so I was on, when I had like this random revelation, I went on Google and I searched up qualities of a leader. And I just want to go through some of those qualities. Again, anyone who's tuned in live on Instagram, y'all feel free to throw out some qualities that you feel a leader should have. Or just give your commentary as I start saying these things out loud. But the very first quality of a leader, and this is AI generated. So leaders can have many qualities, including communication skills, decision-making skills, and traits that show they care about others. So the first one is communication. Good leaders communicate clearly and authentically. Now, when I read that, I say, yes, I do have good communication. However, where I feel I fall short as a communicator is my lack of discipline when it comes to communication. A lot of times when I don't feel like talking, I shut down, I isolate, and I don't allow people like close to me. And I guess, some people have felt like I've gone ghost, or I just go silent. I go radio silent for a while. And I'm finally at a point in my life, I think, where I never wanted to be that way. I never wanted to come off as unreachable or unapproachable. It's just, unfortunately, I have so much going on that I'm not able to get to everybody in a timely manner. And that is affecting my communication. Once I'm locked in with someone, communication is great. The attentiveness is there. Like, I already, when I'm locked in with someone, I can communicate clearly, effectively, and everything is authentic. Everything that I do is authentic. So I don't worry about that part. But where my bad communication comes in is people feeling like they can't reach me when they need to reach me, which is not a bad thing. It's not a horrible thing. It's just, I want to develop a better system of communicating with people. I'm kind of getting better at it. I haven't gotten to a point where I'm satisfied with my communication, really. But I do know, and I've known for a while, that I cannot continue communicating in the way that I do. I wish some people would understand my lifestyle. Like, some people have issues with my communication because I think I have made myself appear so available. And then some people just feel entitled sometimes, that's how it goes. But a lot of people don't understand that I do work. And some people, I've given so much access to me that they could reach me whenever they needed, that when it became difficult to reach me, suddenly I became a bad communicator, right? So just these different thoughts in my head that I've thought about. And how do I want to become a stronger communicator? I want to be a more timely communicator, I should say. My thing is timeliness, and how I'm choosing to go about being better about communicating in a more timely manner is to work on the discipline of responding to people at particular times in the day. So I wake up, I have my morning routine, and I come home, I shower, I clean, I have my breakfast. That's when I want to first check my messages, text messages, phone calls. I might hop on Instagram for DMs, although I don't really like checking those, especially since my contact information is right there on the page, but people go straight for the DM, I don't know. I need to figure out how I most likely want to be contacted. That's what it is. But if I can just figure out, like, okay, beginning of the day, and then when I take my lunch break, and then at the end of the day, I need to work on the discipline of having those 3 points of the day where I'm checking all of my messages and responding. That way, maybe it's still not as timely as people want, but at least I'm getting back to people on the same day within an 8-hour span, So I think once I can crack the code on being a good communicator in that way, then I will be that much closer to being a better leader, a good leader. I think I'm a pretty good leader. You know what kind of did it? This is a random thought, right? Group projects. I always had to take the lead because I ain't trust nobody in my group. And I think I got some childhood trauma. I'm not even playing. I'm so serious. I hated group projects growing up because I ended up taking charge on everything, and I could not depend on my other group mates. And I think that's what has also led to my hyper independence, right? But anyway, another quality of being a good leader is decision making. Leaders need to be able to make decisions, especially under pressure. There was a point where I was in a state of being indecisive, and unfortunately, I will credit that to not being in a great relationship and just kind of losing sight of some of the things that I wanted to do with my life and my career and how I wanted to progress. And so my brain, my thinking became foggy. I think even over time, like I feel like I stopped speaking as eloquently as I used to. Like even right now, I feel like I'm speaking slower than I used to. And that's not necessarily a bad thing to slow down, but I could not make decisions about stuff. And I just would let everybody else make decisions for me. And I would go along with the flow because I don't understand exactly what it was for real, but just being in a place where I didn't want to, or I wasn't inspired to make decisions, unfortunately. I think that's what I was going through. I wasn't inspired to make decisions. And so I would lean on others. I think my phone is overheating. That's why it's doing that. So I would lean on others and I would not lean on myself to make certain decisions. What happened to it? Here it is. I need something in my hands to mess with. So leaders need to be able to make decisions. How I've combated that and how I'm improving on that is don't overthink things. When the idea strikes, maybe spend 5-10 minutes thinking about it, but just go ahead and execute and see what happens. That's just the best way I can do it. Or write a list of things, brain dump into a list. And then each day, like I have my schedule together, just do what's on the list. That way, I'm still knocking out things that I know I need to get done, but I'm also not worrying about, oh, what should I do now? What should I do next? So brain dumping and making lists and just having the discipline of doing what is directly next on the list, that has helped with my decision making a lot. So I think that helps. Caring. Leaders should care about their employees and their success. They can show this by making time for people and demonstrating that they value them. Now, I think I'm doing a pretty good job on that front, on the caring front. I always show people that I care. I always show people that I want to support. And I always show people that I'm interested in their success as much as my own success. The best example that I have for this is the fact that I've been keeping a virtual coffee date. And even though it has been tough, like especially the first few where I tried to do in person for the first few times, and like literally if only Hugh Steph was the person that showed up, but after that, like I've had no shows on multiple occasions. But I keep pushing forward. I keep trucking through. I think the coffee date is a great example of me showing my care and my interest in other people's advancement and other people's progress. And even with these LexChats, right? I don't necessarily know who my audience is for LexChat all the way, but the whole reason for doing LexChat is to help educate other creatives and to help explore topics that, you know, maybe I wish I figured some things out sooner. And hopefully the LexChat does that. Hopefully my YouTubes do that. Hopefully the coffee dates do that. So I think that I am excelling on the quality of care. Shane Wright _ Productions asks, what's a virtual coffee date? Thank you so much for asking. So a virtual coffee date, it's once a month right here on Instagram, LexCATL, LEXCATL. It's the first Sunday of the month at 6 p.m. right here on Instagram. And it's a group of creatives where I get on live and the first 3 people to tune in, we go live together and we talk about what are some goals that we have creatively, what are some goals maybe personally, but it's a group of creatives. We get together, we brainstorm, we share resources, we help each other to like hold each other accountable to get those goals knocked out. _DC Smith, you get what you want by helping others get what they want. And I believe in that as well. I believe that anything that you want out of life, you have to be willing to put into life as well. So like especially, I think about this most often with like romantic relationships. The kind of partner that you say you want, are you that type of person? And if you're not, then you need to work on some things. So yeah, thank you guys so much for those comments. Shine Right _ Productions. I need to make a note to add you to the coffee date, or DM me and I'll add you to the coffee date. It's like it's a group on Instagram, DM messages, but yeah. So another quality, there's 4 more on here that the AI has accumulated for us anyway. The next one is integrity. Leaders with integrity are honest and reliable, and they have clear principles and beliefs that they follow. They also lead by example. I believe I excel in this. I am honest to a fault. A lot of times I think it gets me in trouble, honestly. I am reliable. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And so I don't have any issues there. Clear principles and beliefs that they follow. They also lead by example. And again, just like _DC Smith said, you get what you want by helping others get what they want. And you have to be the change that you want to see. Shout out to President Obama. But you have to display the qualities that you want to be given back to, shown to you. You have to give what you want to receive. And so I think I do a great job of that. Next is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand what others are feeling, see things from their perspective, and imagine yourself in their place. I have so many thoughts about this on a personal level. I personally think I have too much empathy because I'm so I can reason why people do anything in their life. And I think it's good for me because it's good and detrimental. Romantically, it's been kind of detrimental. I ain't gonna hold you. But in a leadership role, right? And I just finished reading the book, The 4 Agreements. One of those 4 agreements is don't take anything personally. Never take anything personally. Because I have such a high EQ, emotional intelligence, I don't know, a high EI, I guess. I don't know what the proper thing is for that, but I'm very much understanding, and I don't take anything personally because I can see how someone would think this way or do this or feel this. And it allows me to stay level-headed and not emotionless. I'm not emotionless when I'm talking about empathy, but it just allows me to be empathetic. It allows me to relate to people. And I think that's a very powerful quality to have as a leader, because you can analyze all angles of something and you can figure out what might be the best solution to something. How would so-and-so react? How would such and such happen? Yada, 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 right? So I think empathy is a great quality to have as a leader. And I think I already exemplify that very well. Delegation. Leaders need to be able to delegate efficiently. So when it comes to being an artist, we all say that we want to find a team, but once you get a team, are you going to be able to efficiently delegate tasks? So for me, you know how I mentioned being hyper independent, something that I know I'm going to need to work on is handing over the reins to people who I say I trust and giving them the opportunity to show me why it is I trust them, giving them the opportunity to lighten the load for me so that I can focus more on the creative side. I'm not always able to just stay in creative mode because I do so much for myself as an artist. I'm a singer, songwriter, audio engineer. I write the song. I get beats from friends. Hallelujah. Thank y'all for my producer friends. I write the song. I record the song. I mix the song. I master the song. If I don't have the money for cover art, I create the cover art myself. I distribute it myself. I figure out how to market it myself. And I do so many things. So, and it's tough to give up the control for those things when you've had to do it for such a long time. But it's like buying back your time once you put your trust into other people to do these tasks that you once had to do. And now it frees up my time and my mind to be able to do other things. Like if I wanted to just focus on the creative side of things, I could do that if I delegate accordingly. Get somebody else to mix and master. Get somebody else to take the picture and edit the art. Get somebody else to worry about the marketing. Eventually I'll just hand over a stack of money and say, hey, do what you do, make this thing pop. But delegation is something that I know I'm going to need to be very mindful of because it's just been me for so long. I need to be very mindful of that. And then lastly, what we have on here is organization. leaders should be well organized. And I do believe that I am well organized. Recently, I feel like I've revealed to myself that I'm not as organized as I could be. And, you know, a lot of people who know me will say Lexi is like the most organized person I know. She has a system for everything. She has a spreadsheet for everything. She knows how to do so many things. And that's true. I'm very proud that I am pretty organized. However, I could stand to be even more organized and tighten up my system even more than it is right now. And, you know, when I was going through my kind of like depressing period, after like not dealing with someone anymore, even while I was dealing with them and things weren't happy, right? A lot of things fell to the wayside, include like my decision making. I lacked organization during the time, and that my organization being disrupted my decision making, because I didn't have a plan for how I wanted to do things. I didn't have a system that worked best for me to figure out how to get things done. And when you're organized, when you want to be efficient at making decisions and quick at making decisions, you need to have, like, part of organization is time management and task management, project management. There's always so much going on at any given moment as an artist. We have to make sure that we are putting into perspective what needs to get done and then organizing our schedules. When I do the brain dump, that's a way that I'm organizing my mind. I'm allowing for more space. Putting things down on a notepad in a particular place every time. But yeah, that organization and decision making, those things are two peas in a pod. And so that is definitely something I feel like I have, but I want to improve more upon, right? So to give a quick rundown of what those leadership qualities are: communication, decision making, caring, integrity, empathy, delegation, and organization. Some other honorable mentions: decisiveness, trustworthiness, empowering others, resilience, humility, authenticity, consistency, and role modeling. So yeah, these are the qualities of a leader. And I hope that by me running down this list and talking about my own experiences and my own shortcomings and strengths, I hope that you know, rattles your brain, and I hope it gets the wheels turning and helps you to think about, how can I be a better leader? And just to end the episode on this, you know, allow yourself to imagine, how would I be if everything went my way? Like, that is a game-changing and a winning mind. That's a game-changing mindset for me. And it sounds very simple, but it took such a long time to click. I can finally allow myself to start thinking about, how do I want to be when everything's gone my way? Just allow yourself to have that part of the imagination. Get out of the scarcity mindset portion of it, you know? But thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Lex Chat today. I want to give a shout out to my patrons, Mr. Flat Shoals, Eldon Cleary, and Alton Thomas. Thank you guys so much for supporting me so that I can continue to give y'all valuable content like this. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a review. Let me know what you think about this episode. And yeah, some of y'all join for the virtual coffee date on Instagram at LexCATL, LEXCATL. And thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Lex Chat today. Until next time, my name is Lexi. Peace.
You the best thing moving, I'm tracking every step.
Tell me if I'm number one, and